Hello, eternal souls. In today's video, I wanted to talk about synchronicities. What do they mean? Why do they happen? Many people call them coincidences, but there are no coincidences, truly. I always tell people that synchronicity is just a fancy word for coincidences, or that coincidences are a way through which we try to make the magical happenings of the universe less meaningful. But I have been confirmed time and time again through my own personal experiences that there are no coincidences in this perfect universe, only synchronicities. Synchronicities represent events connected to one another by something more than the simple idea of cause and effect. Rather, they are connected by what in the past were known as sympathies. Sympathies represent the belief that there is an a-causal relationship between internal and external events, like a bridge between mind and matter. The father of this term was Carl Jung, who believed that synchronicities are a mirror for our deep inner psychological processes, corresponding to emotional states and inner experiences that carry messages in the same way that dreams do, having meaning and offering guidance. To quote him, synchronicities reveal the meaningful connections between the subjective and the objective world. For example, one time I was trying to make a yes or no decision, and while I was thinking about whether I should go or not to where I was being called, a car with the number B888 yes passes right in front of me. Or how one time I was walking my dog in the park and I have this thing with feathers. I pick them up. I have a huge collection. Anyway, so I see this big crow standing right in front of me on the ground, and I had already picked up 2 feathers. So as I was approaching the crow, I verbally spoke to it something like, "Hey, look, I also have feathers. Can I have one from you as well?" And in that precise moment, it flew away, leaving behind a small feather. Or the fact that when I started working with the Dreamspell Calendar, all of a sudden I became aware that the number of my car is 26, a fractal of the 260 days of the Tzolk'in, the sacred Mayan calendar, or the fact that I live at number 20, apartment 13, which represents the 1320 frequency of the calendar. When I realized all of this, I felt like it was a very powerful yes from the universe that I was on the right path. Synchronicity can happen through so many different ways, through colors, words, images, music, names, symbols, numbers that keep popping up into our attention, which are perfectly synchronized with our inner experience. Seeing mirrored numbers such as 1111, 1313, 1441, 555, and so on is one of the most, let's say, common ways through which the universe can talk to us. For me, this also happens with the key number of the Dreamspell Calendar, like 13, 20, 26, 52. Or another example of synchronicity is thinking about something and having it happen, or thinking about someone and that person calling us. There's a lot of meaning that we can extract from a simple coincidence when the external event matches with an internal event happening within us. And all coincidences do, but many times we aren't present enough to see those connections. The universe is perfectly, harmoniously, and magically interconnected, but it's up to us to awaken our consciousness to become aware of this. Synchronicity is like a powerful confirmation from the universe telling us that we're either on the right path or sometimes even when we're on the wrong one. They're like a guidance from our higher self, a way of revealing to us what path to take and what to do while we are going through our spiritual awakening. Obviously, there are many skeptics out there who still call a synchronicity a coincidence, or even those that call them apophenia, or the practice of seeing connections and patterns in randomless or meaningless events. But as someone who has been experiencing synchronicity at such a profound level, and also knowing so many other people that do, it's really not likely that this is just some meaningless experience that we can quickly dismiss. One time I was actually in the car with 2 friends coming back from the seaside. One of them was what you could call a skeptic, And after I see a 111 car pass in front of me, I was like, oh yeah, another one. This always happens to me. And his skepticism turned on. But by the end of the car drive, which was about 2 hours, he was also pointing out to me the mirrored numbers that we saw in order up until 999. Ever since I connected with the Dreamspell Calendar, I can say that my life has been one synchronicity after another, and even after 3.5 years, sometimes they still astonish and amaze me, though I've gotten more used to them. To learn more about the other benefits that come from attuning to the Dreamspell Calendar, you can go and watch the video called Benefits of the Dreamspell Calendar. For me, synchronicities keep revealing God, G-O-D, the galactic ordering dynamic and its incredible finesse. They help us clear away the mundaneness of our life and reconnect us with a sense of amazement and childlike wonder, allowing magic to arise into our awareness and our life. Synchronicity starts to occur on a daily basis once we are in sync with the universe, and in order to do so, we need to synchronize with ourselves. And that means being true to ourselves, listening to the voice of our heart and the guidance of our soul, following the path which has a heart, as Carlos Castaneda describes it. The Dreamspell Calendar is a manifestation of the synchronic order of the universe. It's meant to help us distinguish synchronological time from the chronological time. Synchronological time represents an evolutionary advancement in the way we humans think about time. To dive a little deeper into the meaning of time, you can go and watch the videos called What is Time and the Spiritual Aspects of Time. Time is the universal factor for synchronization, as Jose Argeles said. Synchronicity is actually the nature of the universe. So the fourth dimension, which is the dimension of time, is also called the synchronic order. The synchronic order, radial in nature, is defined as the perception of the totality of time at any given moment. Time is also inseparable from telepathy, which can lead us to interpret that synchronicity is the manifestation of a telepathic thought moment. Jose Argeles believed that every human is all the times broadcasting and receiving telepathic messages. This is possible through the Psi Bank, or the cosmic memory field, which forms an invisible web or network connecting all thought forms. I promise to make a future video about this Psi Bank to explain it in more detail. The Dreamspell gives us the codes that can help us experience synchronicity on a much more profound level, and I'm always amazed by how people who don't know much about the Dreamspell Calendar are actually aligned to it. What I mean by this is that many times people will message me, or friends will come over on days that have their solar seal, or many times I have a session with someone and they're either the solar seal of the day or the guide, challenge, hidden power, or complementary energy. Or many times on lunar or solar eclipses, it's actually a red moon or a yellow sun day. On the last solar eclipse on the 14th of December, it was a yellow cosmic sun day. If you're not sure what a kin is and all the other stuff I just mentioned, make sure to watch the videos, the 20 solar seals, the 13 lunar tones, and the structure of our kin. This alignment of people who don't know much or anything about the Dreamspell Calendar to the calendar itself happens because it is based on the 1320 harmonic galactic frequency of the universe. This is the frequency of creation. For more information about this, you can go and watch the video called The Artificial 1260 Frequency versus the Harmonic 1320 Galactic Frequency. Because in the end, the experience of synchronicity is actually based on a mathematical order programmed into the universe. And this is what the 1320 frequency is. Far more than just a calendar, but a synchronometer, the Dreamspell is a tool for mapping out synchronicity. It's a precise frame of reference through which the synchronic order of reality can be known. So that's it for today. If you have any questions about the Dreamspell, or if you feel drawn to understand more about your kin through a galactic signature decoding session, you can write me a message either on my Facebook page or on my email. I'll leave the details in the description below. Also on the 9th and 10th of January, so on the last day of the rhythmic month and the first day of the resonant month, I'll be having another 2-day online workshop of initiation into the dream spell, 7 hours divided into 2 days of diving into the codes of the Dreamspell Calendar. I'm trying to keep this at a maximum of 10 people, so don't forget to register in order to participate and save your spot. I'll leave the link to the event in the description also. So until the next time, wishing you an enchanted day in Lak'Ech.